On this topic, mainly Western Indologists have had a say in deciding the time period of Vedic scriptures, limiting most Vedic literatures to the present Common Era or CE. The same Western historians, however, date the Greek thought as 500 BCE, and they call the preceding centuries pre-Socratic period. Thus, for Westerners, there is no history prior to Greek history, and all other history must necessarily come after the Greek history. However, Vedic civilization is historically known to predate Greek civilization. For example, Lord Buddha is accepted to have appeared 2500 years ago, same as the pre-Socratic era, and Buddha was a Hindu prince. So Hinduism is known to predate Buddha. Accepting this, Western Indologists then arbitrarily call the Vedic era, given their commitment to history based on Greek thought, as prehistoric and assign it a random date like 3500 BCE, as if to suggest that Vedic literatures contain thought that's prior to the dawn of what they call civilization. Perhaps accepting this line of thought, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, a prominent Indian public intellectual, recently gave the following thought on Hinduism in an interview.
In fact, lack of certainty is precisely what Hinduism is all about. There's this wonderful example I give in the book from our oldest sacred book is the Rig Veda, 3,500 years old.
Well, on this point, to start with, the Rig Veda is not the first of the Vedas. I shall cite evidence for this from the topmost Purana in the Vedic pantheon, namely the Srimad Bhagavatam. This work is available with original Sanskrit, along with translation and commentary in English for the modern age by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam is important because it is the essence of all Vedas. Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam. Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the tree of Vedic literatures. And it is particularly meant for our current age. The present age, known as the Iron Age or Kali Yuga, is calculated in the Vedic tradition to have begun one day after Lord Sri Krishna left our earthly planet to go back to his eternal planet known as Goloka Vrindavana. As Srimad Bhagavatam itself explains, at that time, Dharma and Jnana, or Vedas and Upanishads, also left with him for the spiritual world. That is in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.43, Krishne Swadamo Upagate Dharma Jnanadi Bihi Saha Kalau Nashtat Drishamesha Puranarko Udino Uditaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. This Bhagavad Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Bhagavad Purana. Srimad Bhagavatam goes on to explain that the Veda was just one work prior to the start of this Kali Yuga. At the start of this present Kali Yuga, Srila Vyasadeva split this single work simultaneously into 4 parts called Rig, Yajur, Sama and Atharva. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.4.19 says, Vedamekam Chaturvidam. To simplify the process, he divided the one Veda into 4 in order to expand them among men, especially for this Kali Yuga. The Bhagavatam also goes on to then say that after the Vedas were divided into 4 divisions, Paila Rishi became the professor of Rig Veda, Jaimini the professor of the Sama Veda, and Vaishampayana alone became glorified by the Yajur Veda. This 4-fold division occurred approximately 5,000 years ago, just after Lord Krishna left our planet. One historical evidence for this timing is a well-known piece of preserved recorded history in Tamil Nadu. One of the Alvars, namely Periyalvar, was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. It is said that he coming 50 years after Lord Krishna's disappearance. That would be approximately 5,100 years ago, since as per the Hindu calendar, we are presently in Kali Yuga year 5124. This makes factual historical sense for the following reason. Periyalvar lived in a place known as Srivilliputtur in Tamil Nadu. The place is existing even now. The deities he worshipped are being worshipped by the 224th generation descendant of his family even now. Calculating 23 years per generation, Periyalvar dates back to 5,100 years of recorded history. This is also the age of the four Vedas. What then is the age of the original Veda itself? The one Veda which Srila Vyasadeva split into four smaller parts at the start of this Kali Yuga was revealed to Lord Brahma by Lord Krishna just before the creation of the material world. Based on Lord Krishna's own statements in the Bhagavad Gita, we can easily calculate that Lord Brahma is presently 51 years old on his own planet, which is far away from the earth. Brahma's 51 years translates into a very large number by earthly standards, namely 155 trillion 11 billion human years. Such a number is routinely treated not as actual history but mythology. It is likely to be pointed out that a time scale such as 155 trillion years is not in accord with the time period for the origin of universe and earth planet that modern science gives. However, to scientifically compare the timescales of Srimad Bhagavatam to that of modern science, we must first understand that the current scientific understanding of time is known as clock time or parametric time, a comparison of two motions, whereas Srimad Bhagavatam gives an understanding of phenomenal time, which is entirely different and can also be presented scientifically. Other short videos in this YouTube channel posted by me deal with various aspects of the science of matter and time in Srimad Bhagavatam in progressive steps. The science of creation of the material world in Srimad Bhagavatam deserves serious scientific delineation after one masters both current material science and Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.